Alrighty, next up we've got our computer unit right here. Typically this is all going to be operated with our remote touchpad right here. Um, you can actually use this kind of like a laptop touchpad. Kind of works basically the same way. Probably most important buttons on here is going to be the menu button and the back button, but then also you can push in on this whole pad and that will allow you to select on the screen as well. This button's kind of what I describe as the mostly useless button, especially since this is a car without the nav package. This button has some uses in the nav package, but typically the only use it has in this car is going to be in the climate screen. But then also all of the buttons that you'll want for climate are going to be right here anyway, so that's why I call this button the mostly useless button. If you pull up the climate screen on your computer system, you'll see that little chevron button at the very bottom, that same symbol on there. That's how you pull that up. But aside from that, mostly useless button is how I like to describe it. But just to go over some of the basic stuff in here, kind of the more useful things. Typically, if you hit the menu button, it will pull up this screen. Whenever you get your iPhone plugged in via Apple CarPlay, this projection option will change to the Apple CarPlay option. Additionally, if you wanted to get your phone paired up via Bluetooth, you'd want to go to Setup. So of course, hit the menu button, go to Setup right here. Then you're gonna see the Bluetooth symbol on the left. You gotta move your finger kind of hard to the right, like that, and that'll pull up this toolbar. You can select Bluetooth, and then you can hit yes, and then it'll look for your smartphone, and then just follow the prompts on there, and that'll get that sorted out. Moving on to the radio. So if you hit the menu button and go to audio, you can then select AM, FM, satellite, or Bluetooth audio. Just before we jump into the radio, for Bluetooth audio, whenever you select that, you also want to make sure that the volume is turned up on your phone as well. So if you're listening to something on your phone and want to project it to the car, just make sure the volume's turned up on your phone so that way the car has something to go by. But just to use this as an example, we're going to go to FM, and this will pull up our radio presets list. From here, if we scroll up, we've actually got 36 radio presets. We can program this all to our liking, mixed between AM, FM, and satellite, just so that we can customize it for easy access later. If you remember, on the left side of the steering wheel, this button right here, these two buttons right here, will allow us to cycle through the different presets that we have set. So you notice it's going to 610 to 740, so that's really nifty. Now, to program the radio stations, to overwrite these presets, for example, you just want to make sure you're tuned to a favorite channel you might have. So let's say I really like 96.5. Let's get up to that real quick. And I wanted to save it on number 1. What I would have to do is highlight it with my remote touchpad. So make sure that 1 is highlighted. And then from there, I'm going to push and hold on this until I hear a beep. And that'll save 96.5 there for us. And you can do that across the board, 36, mixed between AM, FM, and satellite. Of course, you're probably going to want to use your tuner right here. You may want to cycle to the different type of radio mode. A couple ways to do that. Tapping the mode button right here, or just pushing the radio button at the bottom right here as well. So sorry about that, guys. That was really loud. This will cycle through your different radio modes as well. Just tapping this radio button. This media button right here will cycle to Bluetooth audio if you have that selected. So you don't have a Bluetooth connection right now, so it's not selecting that. So just keep in mind, if you wanted to cycle to the different radio modes, tap the radio button. Now, if you ever wanted to change your treble, mid, or bass, swipe hard to the left, kind of like I did earlier, and then go to sound, and you can turn on surround sound, treble, mid, or bass by going in here, configuring that to your liking. Well, that should be good. Aside from that, radio system is going to be pretty simple. Just keep in mind, using this button right here will allow you to cycle through your different radio types, and that's really nifty to have. Now, in terms of Apple CarPlay, we do have a video on LexusDrivers.com that goes over how to set that up. If you like this video, just let me know and I can grab one of my friends' phones here and do a tutorial video on that. Otherwise, I definitely recommend that Lexus drivers video. That one's really clear cut and easy to use. But then also Apple CarPlay in and of itself is pretty clear cut and easy to use. Just want to make sure you're plugged into here, the bottom. And then when you do get plugged in with your phone, scroll over to projection, and this will eventually change to Apple CarPlay. You have access to your Apple Maps, Google Maps, Waze, Spotify, phone calls and text messages all through the car. All right, thank you very much for listening. Should be good on that front.